All right, let's take a look at the next page. All right, at the top of this page, we have our commission. Okay, my fee is 7% of the asking price. Okay, and there's a 0.5% brokerage services fee, and that covers everybody else that's involved in this process, helping us sell your home. Now, are you a first responder? Okay, awesome. How about a 10% discount for being a first responder? Okay, off of my commission. Let me just get your initials there. Okay, great. All right, now there's a $597 fee to get started today. How would you like to cover that? By check or by credit card? All right, so let me pause there for a minute. So now, in the paperwork where we disclose our commission, we've already had that discussion on the net sheet, and we've already relayed or told them what our commission was, I would think. But if not, maybe they're seeing it here for the first time. So if I were you, I would read through the commission as I delivered it to you. You got it? Just say it as it reads. Don't make it an objection if it's not. Okay? If you're the guy you're looking at right now on the screen, I can assure you, I think that's too little based on the value that we provide and the lives that get changed and the community that gets helped. Okay? All right, but that's what we're settled in on these agreements. If you want to lower the commission, that's on you. That's not something that we coach and preach on in the Quantum Leap system. But if you want to lower the commission, you know how you do that? You grab your pen, you draw a line through the 7, and you write in 6.5. Okay? Never lower the commission in 1% increments. You lower it in 0.25%, okay, to 0.5%, depending on the price range of the property, but never in full 1 percentage points. Okay? And you always try to deal with it as an objection first. So let me give you just a tip there. Now, we cover this in later modules and in later training videos and others that you may have seen. But I'll deal with it here right now just for kicks. Okay? The seller says, oh, Todd, that's a lot of commission. I didn't expect it to be 7%. So, yep, our fee's 7%. And you keep going. You see how it works? I'm not going to validate the objection until it's a real objection. The customer's just making a statement. Okay? All right, how about this? Todd, that's a lot of money. Yeah, I agree with you. It's a lot of money. Okay, let me get your initials here that you're a first responder. You see how I'm doing that? I'm just acknowledging it and I'm moving. Okay, I'm not going to validate the objection until they do this. I don't think you heard me, Todd. What I'm saying is I don't want to pay 7%. Okay, I certainly understand that. Okay, well, what do you feel? What do you think? What do you want to pay? Or what number did you have in mind? Well, I was thinking more like 6%. Okay. All right, well, why don't we do this? If I do not have you an acceptable offer within the next 30 days, I'll change it to 6. Does that work for you? You see how that works? So if you're quick to cave on your fees, all that means is you need some extra coaching and training in this area. Okay. To have the confidence to be sold on the amount of money that you charge people for the services that you render. You got that? So real estate agents that quickly cave on their commissions, quickly. All right, number one, they don't possess the skills to overcome the objections. Number two, they're not entirely sold on the services and the value that they bring. Okay, so we got to fix those two things here if that's an issue for you. All right, good. All right, let's continue on with the rest of the page. Okay, all right, the first responder discount, super nice. All right, an upfront retainer fee, that's an option for you. You can see it right there in the agreement. Brokerage services fee. Seller will pay a retainer to us today in the amount of $597. Okay, and that will help us get rolling. Okay, how'd you want to take care of that? Or line through it. If you're not into collecting money up front, okay, just line through that and keep going. Use it as a takeaway. Okay, let's take a look at the special stipulations. Okay, any monetary guarantees, that we've stated in here, those are all paid as reductions in commission at closing. Okay, if we have to perform on any of the penalties that we talked about. Okay, let me get your initials here. Acknowledging that the buyer of the property may very well have their own representation. I'm representing you, but the buyer that comes along can absolutely have their own agent or attorney representing them if they want. Okay, so let me get your initials here so that you know that. Okay? All right, and the next one is in case of a future default by a buyer. In other words, we get a buyer. We put a contract together. They put down $20,000 earnest money. Okay? The home is now off the market. Okay? The buyer, a week before closing says, I changed my mind, forget it, and flees the state. God forbid. Okay, well, the earnest money is going to come on over to us, and we're just going to split that earnest money equally. Let me get your initials there. Okay? All right, next. For every dollar that we sell the home for above the agreed upon asking price, okay, the commission goes to 50%. That's right. We get half of every dollar above the asking price. So we're asking $300,000 today for your home. So if we sell it for $305,000, we're going to split the $5,000. You get $2,500, I get $2,500. So it's a 50% commission for every dollar over the asking price. That builds an incentive for my team and everyone associated with it to sell this home for even more money than what you are asking for it. So I can just get your initials there. Okay, awesome. Okay, let me get your signature here and your signature there. And let's do this. Okay, see what I just did there? Now, any of those special stipulations can be lined through and taken away if you want to. Okay, but if it's not in the agreement, makes it difficult to actually even negotiate it in. Would you agree? Great. That's why we wrote them in. So it's in for you to go along with, or it's in for you to line through as a takeaway for the customer if you choose. All right? But it's there. Take advantage of it. And remember, if you don't ask, the answer is always no.